Hey, my friends, it's good to see you. It's been a couple of weeks. I've had a couple of interesting things happen the last couple of weeks, so it's not been a super easy time for me, but that's all right. We're not promised a rose garden, are we? And I just was talking with one of my friends on Marco Polo in live video, and a subject came up that I just decided I wanted to share with you. I wanted to say, first of all, thank you for joining me. Thank you for giving me just a couple of minutes of your time. A couple of weeks ago on Facebook, one of my friends, actually she was in my youth group whenever I did youth ministry several years ago, brought up a subject that I talked to her and talked to my youth group at the time when I was sharing with them during Bible study about. She brought the subject up that she remembered it from all those years ago. And it's been a lot of years ago now. Yes, I'm getting gray. Boy, I look terrible today, so thanks for overlooking that. It was the fact that I felt really guilty as a believer, as a Christian, of the times when I would lay down at night and I would read my Bible and I would just pray. And then the next thing I knew, I was waking up the next morning and my Bible would be laying on my chest or laying over in the bed. Or I wouldn't remember having said amen at the end of the prayer. Amen. And, I would feel really guilty about that. And I had prayed about that a long time, and I was like, God, I feel so sorry that I want to spend time with you. And I go through my whole day and I even watch TV and I listen to music. But whenever I spend time with you, I end up falling asleep. I felt really bad about that. And God really convicted me about, or gave me a peace about this. And because I don't want to say conviction, this is just something that God gave me a peace about. And then someone said something to me that really changed it even further. First of all, he said, here's what I believe God was telling me in my heart: what better way to go to sleep than in the arms of your Father? You know you're safe. You know that you don't have to worry about the world around you. And you folks, right now, with all the political stuff and all the, the spiritual stuff, everything, all the stuff, right? All the things going on in our world, we're so just bombarded from every direction, and we just don't know, what we're going to do and how we're going to survive, and will we ever make it, and when is Jesus coming back, and all these things, right? And we're just feeling like we're getting beat up by all of these things. And we try to go to sleep, and if you're like me, man, my mind goes to racing and spinning, and in my mind I'm trying to answer these things that, solving the world's problems, and I end up just losing a lot of sleep. So I just, I really came to the conclusion that what better way to go to sleep than in the arms of your Father? You draw near to the Father, you talk to your Father, you listen to the Father, and the next thing you know, you wake up and you've had peaceful rest because you spent some time with your Father and He gave you that rest. But someone even said something else, and I thought this was pretty neat to think about. And I don't know about this, but it's just something to think about. I'm throwing this out there at you. First of all, if you go to sleep, don't feel guilty if you go to sleep whenever you're spending time with the Father. I do try to spend time with Him during the day. But what better way to go to sleep at night than in prayer, whether it's out loud or in your heart? But here's the next thing, and I thought this was pretty cool. So a friend of mine made a comment to me, and I found it in my Facebook memories, and this comment was made to me in 2009. I think it was 2009, today, 2009. And he said, if you're having a bad day, and you're losing sleep, he said, begin to, in your mind, well, of course, pray, but repeat memory verses. Start going over these verses in your mind that give you peace. And there's a kicker to it. Verses like, yea, though I walk through the valley of shadow of death, I will fear no evil. What a great verse, Psalm 23. Verses like, there's and I could spend all kind of time, and I know you guys are busy, but just verse after verse of God's providence, God's love, God's peace, holding us in the palm of his hand. He's still got the world in his hands. And if we will repeat those memory verses, this friend of mine made this comment. If we'll repeat those memory verses enough, the devil will put you to sleep so you'll stop. What a great thing to think about, right? One, you're going to sleep in the hands and the arms of the Father. Wow. And two, just to shut you up, the devil will say, go to sleep. I just think that's great. I think it's great. Folks, be encouraged. Be encouraged. Find peace in the turmoil. Find shelter in the storm, in the arms of a Father that loves you so much that he took sin to the cross for you. You don't have to feel guilty. You don't have to feel guilty about falling asleep in the arms of the Father.